Hello, my name is Christopher Liam Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician, and activist. In this audio, we're going to be sharing spiritual teachings of how to overcome suffering, pain, and adversities. And this is going to be a very important audio, which I'm going to be sharing the 18 ways of how to overcome suffering, pain, and adversities. So let's begin. So, number one, acknowledging the situation. Before we can change our situation and circumstances, we need to acknowledge the situation we're in. So, it's very important to acknowledge what you're experiencing, your current situation, and your current circumstances. This is very important in overcoming and how to overcome suffering, pain, and adversities. We need to understand what situation we're in, so we have more awareness of, you know, our current circumstances and our current situations. Number two, change your mindset. If you change your mindset, you change your perspective of the situation, you change your thinking of the situation. So sometimes in life, depending on what we're going through and what we're experiencing, if we change our mindset to a more optimistic, positive mindset, we can find solutions to the ongoing problems that we're facing. So it's very important. Number three, seek for help and support. So if we seek from help and support from professionals that can help us in the situation we're in, it could be a mental health difficulty, it could be homelessness, it could be a family or relationship issue, it could be anything that you're experiencing that's causing you distress, making you feel depressed or unhappy. We will need to seek professional help. So we can get help from doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, therapists, social workers, recovery support workers, peer support workers, or someone that can just help us in what we're going through. It's very important when overcoming suffering, pain, and adversities that you seek professional help. Very, very important. Number four, develop a spiritual practice. Now, there's 5 spiritual practices that we can do to help us in any situation we're going through. Number 1, prayer. Number 2, meditation. Number 3, mindfulness. Number 4, walking. Number 5, journaling. If we develop a spiritual practice in our lives that helps us in what we're going through, then we build a connection and relationship to Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. So it's very important to develop your spiritual practice, and this connects you to the universe, the world, society, humanity, and helps you to relieve some of the stress, the suffering, the pain, and adversities you're going through. So developing the 5 spiritual practices is very important, and you can do whatever practice best supports you in the situation you're in. Number 5, spend time in nature and silence. Sometimes in silence and nature there's answers to hidden questions that we have. So spending time in silence daily is a very important thing. It could be just going to the park, it could be just standing outside of your balcony, it could be just sitting near a riverside, it could be just anywhere that is natured and where you can be silent. By going into silence and going into nature, you start to find answers to the questions that you need to answer, right? So being silent is very important, and we need silence in order to clarify who we are as a human being and help us in what we're going through. So silence becomes very, very important, and you must develop a way to have silence. Number 6, find a way to earn a living. Now, depending on specifically your situation and circumstance you're going through, you need to find a way to earn a living. Now, earning a living can be different things. It could be finding a job, finding a career, finding a vocation, finding an occupation, finding a volunteering opportunity. But it's important to find something where you can earn a living, because sometimes if it's like financial situations you're going through, you need to earn a living to help you with the financial situation. For example, if you had debts or bills, or you had health scares or health issues, then earning a living can actually help you with that. So it doesn't matter how big and small your situation is, or how difficult life may seem. Make sure you find a way to earn a living, and the most important way of finding a way to earn a living is doing something that helps other people and that makes the world a better place. By doing that, you stop thinking about yourself and your problems, and you start to think about, okay, how can I support other people and what they're going through, what they're experiencing, what their issues are. And that sort of helps you to help yourself, because when you're focusing your life on others, you're focusing on something very meaningful and valuable and rewarding. So that can actually help with suffering, pains, and adversities you go through. Number 7, find a way to build a business or career you're passionate about. So it's very important to do something you're passionate about. Do something that really matters to you, that's important to you, that you find very fulfilling and rewarding. So whatever career, jobs, businesses you choose, make sure it's something that's important to you and something that you want to do. This will help with suffering, pain, and adversities you experience, and you'll find fulfillment and meaning in doing something that's valuable to you and that's meaningful to you. Number 8, learn from failures, successes, and mistakes. No matter what your problems are and what your situations are, you need to learn from the failures, the successes, and the mistakes you've made. Each life experience has a lesson to teach us, so we need to pick up the lessons and understand what we can do better. So this is all about thinking differently and doing things differently. Failures have lessons in it, successes have lessons in it, and mistakes have lessons in it. No human being is perfect, and we've all gone through life in our own way. So make sure within your life you learn from your failures, successes, and mistakes, and this will help to overcome suffering, pain, and adversities. Number 9, develop meaning, life purpose, life mission, vision. So it's important, once we understand the situation we're in, we're seeking professional help, we're earning a living, we're finding ways to build a career and a business we're passionate about, we need to develop meaning, life purpose, life mission, life vision. When you have something that's very, very important to you, depending on what it is, this will help you to find meaning in life, build your life purpose, build your life mission and vision. Each human beings must have a vision of who they want to become. If we don't have that vision, then when life challenges happens to us and we're suffering pain and adversities come into our lives, we can't push through it because we can't see the hope of the future. So it's very important to open up your mind, enlarging your awareness and your vision, and find something that's very important to you. When you find something that's very important to you, this will motivate your life in every single way, and then you'll realize you can overcome any barriers or obstacles you may face. So finding something that's very important to you is very, very important. Number 10, helping other people and giving back. Nothing's more important than helping other people and giving back. Once you've gone through the suffering, pain, and adversities you've gone through, help other people and give back in the same situations that you were in. This is what we call paying it forward and contributing to others. It's very, very important. And helping other people is by far the most important vocation and occupation to be involved in. And it doesn't necessarily matter if you had jobs that wasn't helping other people before. You can use the experience of those jobs in ways to help other people, so everyone can start to help other people. This will help your suffering, this will help your pain, this will help your adversity, and help you to find something fulfilling and rewarding. Number 11, journaling. So journaling is very, very important. We must journal every single day. Journaling is a process of writing down your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions on paper, and reflecting and understanding yourself more as a human being. By journaling, you'll learn more about yourself, learn more about your flaws, your mistakes, your failures, your successes, your personality, your characteristics, your behavior. your thinking, your thoughts, your mentality, your mindset. So journaling is very important. The best way to journal is to journal every single day, because when you journal every single day, you learn so many things about yourself which you can use to your future and building the person that you want to become. So journaling is very important. Number 12, practice self-care and look after yourself. So it's very important to look after yourself, practice self-care, having regular showers and baths, eating regular meals, 3 meals a day, having enough sleep, looking after your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your partner, and just building that habit of self-care and looking after yourself is very, very important, and you must do that. Number 13, believe in Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. It's very important to believe in Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha, and develop that spirituality and faith within your life. This will help you in all aspects when it comes to suffering, pain, and adversity. Once you believe, then you know whatever you're experiencing in daily life is all having a bigger purpose and a bigger meaning. So believing in Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha can be very important for your mental health and also for your spiritual life and faith life. Number 14, develop your faith and spirituality. So developing your faith and spirituality is very, very important. We must develop a faith, or we must develop spirituality, because suffering, pains, and adversities is part of life. We're not going to go through life without experiencing some hardships, some difficulties, and some challenges. So what gives you hope and what gives you confidence is having a faith and spirituality. So make sure you develop it by doing the 5 spiritual practices and develop your faith and spirituality. Number 15, going through a spiritual change and spiritual awakening. Once you develop your faith and spirituality and believe in Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha, then you'll be going through a spiritual change and a spiritual awakening. This transforms your life in every single way, and this becomes the most important thing in overcoming suffering, pains, and adversities. So you must go through a spiritual change. If you don't go through the spiritual change and the spiritual awakening, you will still live for the self, and if you still live for the self, then you can't discover the no self. The no self is a life of no more self, no more suffering, no more pains, no more adversities, no more challenges. So it's very, very important to go through a spiritual change and a spiritual awakening. Number 16, share your life story and inspire others. Now, no matter what we've gone through in life as human beings, we must share our life story and inspire others. There's many people that have gone through severe, challenging situations in life, and but basically just sharing what we suffered, the pains that we've gone through, the adversities we've gone through, to inspire others, we're going to be leaving a spiritual legacy to those people who hear our stories. So no matter how difficult your life has been, no matter how challenging things have got, no matter how hard things may seem, share your life story and inspire others. Very important. And this goes back towards helping other people and giving back also. Number 17, invest in your understanding, learning, and education. Invest in yourself. So by investing in yourself, you'll be learning new things, discovering new things, understanding new things, and developing your education. If you don't learn from the suffering, pain, and adversities you've gone through, then you can't basically push through it and move forward into the future. So learn from what happened, learn from what you've experienced, learn from the difficulties you've been through, and let that motivate you to go to your future. And then number 18, spiritually change people's lives from the inspiration and the contributions. So help as many people as you can in the same situations you've been through. And this can become very difficult, but this can be the most important thing. Spiritual change and changing people's lives is what life's all about. We need to help as many people as we can, understand themselves, find their way to heal, find their way to get through suffering, pain, and adversity. And by spiritually changing people's lives, you'll be living your spiritual legacy now, inspiring and motivating a lot of people, and then making spiritual contributions. So that's very important. So these are the 18 ways of how you can overcome suffering, pain, and adversities within your life. This is a very detailed list, and I wanted to go through the whole thing because obviously it's very important to learn. But if you follow this, steps of the 18 ways of how to overcome suffering, pain, and adversity, no matter how difficult life gets, no matter how challenging things get, you can overcome it. And remember, the most important thing to remember is the spiritual change. If you go through a spiritual change, then your life will automatically change. And that will change your situation, your circumstances, and whatever's happened to you. So make sure you go through a spiritual change, and make sure you go through the 18 ways of how to overcome suffering, pain, and adversities. By doing that, Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha will be with you, and you'll be able to live your spiritual life purpose and your spiritual calling. So I hope this audio has helped. I know it's quite detailed, it's in depth, but I wanted to share it just to make sure you understand how to overcome suffering, pains, and adversities. And this is the spiritual teachings. So thank you for listening. I hope this actually helped, and take care now. Bye now. Thank you. Bye. Thanks.